Hey guys, what's up? This is Jesse Lacroix, just chilling here at Alexandria Skatepark in Ontario. Today I'm going to show you how to set up a brand new Next Level Series board from MBS. I'm going to be showing you how to also set up trucks, wheels, putting on the hardware, and putting in new bearings. Alright, so let's get started. First thing I like to do, start with the board. I personally like to ride 7.625. These boards come in a lot of different shapes, sizes, but it's the one I've gotten used to. I've been riding 7.6 ever since I was a kid, I think, and I just got used to it. I like it. So just get this started up. Okay, so this is how I grip my board. So what I like to do is I like to start from the nose or the tail and then place it on the other side, and then start from the middle and kind of work it all the way to the end, making sure there's no bubbles. Another way you can do this, if you don't feel like getting your hands all grippy, and you put this on top and it creates a smooth surface, so it's a bit easier. Smooth it out. What we're gonna do next, I'm gonna take my file. You don't have to use a file. I like to use a file, it's a bit easier, but if you don't have one, you can always use the outside of a truck. Kind of works too. Anything metal. You can even use like your blade, anything really, but right now I'm just gonna use the file. So I like to make a couple little cuts in the side and the ends. Cut this piece off. Roll these up so you don't get stuck anywhere. Just makes life a whole lot easier. What you want to do is you want to put the knife at the bottom slightly on an angle. You don't want to go straight up or too far over, so you want to have it slightly angled. Hold the piece so you get a bit of tension, so it's way easier to cut. And just start sliding it down where you filed. It should cut pretty easily if you filed it down. So after you've done that, what I like to do is just fold the piece that you just cut off, kind of sand down the edges. Makes everything neat and tidy. Next thing you want to do is you want to find the holes. I happen to have something that fits perfectly in the bottom. So what I do is I just poke it through. All right, so we got this set up. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to put the trucks on. I ride Destructo trucks, been riding them since I think 2006, and it's my favorite truck, but I'm not just going to simply place the truck on that. I like to switch it up. This one's all gray. Give it some color. I'm going to put this base plate on instead and then switch over the truck. Now, you don't have to, but this is what I do. I like to use risers. Not many people like to use risers, but it's actually a really good thing to have. It absorbs a lot of shock. And if you're skating around on a really bumpy road, it helps like your feet not vibrate. Like you just don't feel it. So, just gonna put these on. First you need to put the bolts in. What I ride, I like to use Luckies. These Luckies come with one green bolt. And how I tell where my nose is I like to put the green bolt in the top left. That's how I know where my nose is. I used to put grip tape designs in it all the time, cutouts, drawings, stuff like that, but I really found them distracting, so this just helps it a lot. Now, I don't know exactly what kind of riser pads these are. These are like bear paw, dog paw, or something like that. I found them maybe like 10 years ago. So I've just been using them ever since. So you just want to place them on before you put the trucks on. Put on the base plate. So now it's time to take your skate tool, put the bolts on. I use a reflex tool, actually a really good investment. It's a $30 tool, but what it comes with is a rethreader for the axle of your truck. So if you land primo a lot, or your trucks just get worn out and unthreaded, just rethread them and keep using the truck. It'll save you a lot of money and time. So what I like to do is I like to just have them finger tight all the way around. I usually tighten them in an X pattern, but I don't tighten them all the way. You just want to tighten them to the point where there's a bit of resistance. So that way it keeps it level throughout the entire time that you're putting them on. So once you have them kind of tightened, go back around and tighten them as much as you can. After you've done the first one, you just want to do the exact same thing to the other one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take these bushings out and replace them with these ones. These are destructors also, but I've been riding these ones for many years, and I just keep switching them over to the trucks that I currently ride every time I buy the new ones. So you just want to put the big bushing on the bottom, put the axle over it, kind of have it snug, put the smaller part on top, make sure that's on properly, and then you want to place this washer on top to keep the bolt from going into the bushing. Put the bolt on, just kind of finger tighten it. I'll get to tightening in a minute. Just do the other one first. So once you got them both on, I'm not going to tighten them just yet. I'm going to wait till I have the wheels and bearings on. Next thing, the wheels and the bearings. So for the wheels, I like to ride 52 Ride Like Lightning NBS wheels. And for the bearings, I ride Bone Swiss. These ones are pretty expensive. They'll run you about $70, but well worth it. If you can't afford these, you can always go and pick up a pair of Bone Reds. They're about $20 to $25, depending on where you go. All right, so there's many ways you can put these bearings in. If you have the reflex tool, you'll notice it comes with a little bearing pusher. So you just place it in, push the bearings in, make sure they're pushed in evenly, no wobbles. Another way to do it if you don't have the tool is you can use your truck. Just put the bearing on first, push it in, roll it, make sure it's even. Put the spacer in. So you just do that with all the bearings. So once you got all your bearings in, most trucks come with these little washers here, spacers, anything you want to call them. I like to use them, just a preference, you don't have to. What I do is I put the logo on the inside, also just a preference. Just tighten it up. Make sure it's not too tight or the wheel won't roll. And do the same for all the other ones. So next thing I'm gonna do, after you got that all done, I just like to put a few stickers on my board. Just the sponsors that I have. Next thing I'm gonna show you is how to tighten your trucks. So just start tightening a bit, not too much. You don't want to tighten them way too much so you can't turn. Do the same for both of them. So once they're a tiny bit tight, what you want to do is you just want to stand on the board and try to figure out how much you want them loose, how much you want them tight. If you want your front truck tight, your back truck loose, what you can do is you can just do a little manual and just give it a little test. You can do a little nose manual, give it a little test. I kind of like to have them even. I guess the back one a bit more loose than the front one, so I can turn easier. So once you have your trucks all set, everything's set up, there you go, you got your new complete. All ready to go, hit the skate parks, hit the streets, skate anywhere, man.